Hey guys, and what's up? This is the Nomadic Millionaire Podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm here with Chris from Mmcrypto, and we got a lot for you guys today. We're going to be talking all about Bitcoin, the whole crypto space, being a digital nomad, and just Chris's journey as well as an entrepreneur. So with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Chris real quick so he can tell us a little bit about himself and his journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for having me on your show. I love to talk to digital nomads. It's the life I really love, and I think that everyone watching right now is a very smart person since you chose this life either as your current lifestyle or as your future lifestyle. So I'm happy to talk about that. I'm Chris from Mmcrypto. I'm running Mmcrypto YouTube channel, an international YouTube channel where we are pushing one video every day about Bitcoin, macroeconomics, monetary policy, financial crisis, and all of the good stuff. Economics and all of that, a very important topic right now. And then also we have a German channel, a Russian channel, but the English channel is the most important thing. Then also I do affiliate marketing, sponsorships, and online courses about data analytics on the Bitcoin blockchain and predicting the Bitcoin price from that. That's pretty much all I'm doing. Thanks for having me once again.
Very cool. Yeah, Chris has one of the biggest channels in crypto. A lot of the channels that were big back in the boom disappeared, and Chris has been really consistent. He's been putting out daily videos and really putting out quality stuff. So you guys should definitely check his channel out, Mmcrypto. You guys are gonna get a lot out of it. But yeah, with that said, it would be really interesting to kind of hear your story about how you where you grew up, how school was for you, and what kind of got you into crypto itself.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in Germany and I was always very bad in school. I think most of the people listening to that can relate, since most of the digital nomads I meet, they say, oh, I wasn't good in school, I don't fit into the system. And so maybe some of you can relate. I was bad in school. I was kicked out 1 year before my graduation, and the school just made sure in the whole city, don't take him. And then, however, I found one school, they took me and I was able to graduate. Then I started my first studies, like something with business science or whatever. I dropped out, then laws, I dropped out. And then the third thing was economics. I was extremely good at economics, and also in South Africa, I was the best or second best one. So I was able to graduate there. And then before I started my other master studies, at the elite university, but I just felt like I don't really want that. I also started investing in crypto and Bitcoin, and it went really, really well. And then me and my team, we just decided to share our investment strategies on YouTube for free for everyone, not monetized, nothing. And I think the people really appreciated that. We just try to provide the maximum value there. Mm-hmm. So I really quickly understood once we also started monetizing that, and of course also the investing went really well. All this university stuff just doesn't make any sense for me, so I dropped out there, and we just went all in, not only financially but also with my time, with my dedication, and with my heart, all in Bitcoin, all in crypto. And that's where it really got very serious, where we grew, and I made it my main business, my main hustle, and also my main purpose in life to educate the people in the world. And that's where I am right now.
Wow, that's really amazing to hear, Chris. It's really impressive to see that you had this insight early on and you kind of went all in, not only like you said financially, but with your time, because we give ourselves away with school and like all these things that society says we need to do, and like if that's not where our passion is, if that's not where what we're excited about, it kind of takes away from our purpose in life. And you saw this early, so that's really cool. And you mentioned that you studied macroeconomics and economics, and this kind of gave you like a leg up in terms of you were able to see how the system is really corrupt and how the whole system is kind of built on a house of cards, right? So can you go into that a little bit more? Because I think a lot of people still believe that there's a gold reserve and the dollar is tied to gold still. What are your thoughts on the dollar and the Fed and the current economic system right now? And what do you see out there for digital nomads and for the future?
Yeah, so as I already said, I studied economics and I understood the flaws of the financial system, the monetary system very early. And I understood that whatever the Federal Reserve, the ECB, People's Bank of China, and like all the central banks, 84 central banks in the world, by the way, they are doing. And right now they are all acting the same. They are all lowering interest rates, printing currency, pumping it into the economy. And how they are doing is they just buy government treasuries. They are buying corporate bonds even in the United States. So they are financing big companies, they are financing their friends with freshly printed currency they printed themselves. They are putting all these assets into their own balance sheet with currency they built themselves. So it's a huge fraudulent and scammy system. And I like to compare to a business in real estate. So the Federal Reserve, if they would be in real estate, they would be selling the house, they would be buying the house, and they would be the realtor getting the commission from selling the house. So this is how the real world runs right now. They are getting profits from all the sites in the world.
Yeah. And they would be building the houses for free too. They wouldn't be any cost to them.
Exactly, because they are printing the currency themselves. Very good. Right? They are building the houses for free. And I think this makes the point very clear why it's a fraudulent system. And everyone watching right now, you are being stolen from the Federal Reserve and the central banks out there, because by printing currency, by diluting the currency supply, they are stealing from your purchasing power. Because if everything like goods, services, they are measured in fiat currency, in US dollar, euro, and so on. And if this gets diluted, of course the prices increase, and you are holding less purchasing power by every single day they are pumping this into the system. So I think this is a horrible thing, and one thing to escape that system is, of course, by buying physical gold. However, gold can be confiscated. Bitcoin cannot be confiscated. You can send Bitcoin from A to B, from one point in the world to another point of the world without a middleman securing your transaction, because you have the Bitcoin blockchain, which is decentralized. And the most important thing is it is not confiscatable. So if you are holding Bitcoin on a 12-word seed phrase, cryptographically secured, and you are remembering these 12 words and burning the paper you physically wrote it on, then no one can confiscate these Bitcoin. But one day when shit hits the fan, and it will hit the fan because we will see a big depression coming, one day the government might confiscate things like gold and other things, and then you might be very happy holding Bitcoin, because this is not confiscatable. And I think this is a very, very interesting thing to consider when you are a digital nomad, because you can just take your Bitcoin with you wherever you are in the world. You cannot take huge amounts of ounces of gold with you. It's just not possible. They will confiscate it, at least at the airport. So this is a very, very interesting thing to consider.
No, everything you said is so like right on the money. I think like it's the first system that we've seen in the world that allows us to really be taking ownership of our own money, our own earnings, and is not getting diluted by the system. And really the system is rigged against the common man, right? Like people work hard, but then their dollar buys less every year. And it's just going to continue to get worse. I mean, now we're in negative interest rates, which is just ludicrous. And it's just going to continue to go. So Bitcoin and gold are a couple of ways out of that system. What's your personal opinion on Bitcoin? Where do you see it going? And what's the best way you think people should get involved?
Yeah, so I can see two possible scenarios for Bitcoin unfolding in the future. One scenario, it's the less likely one in my personal opinion, is it's going to zero. So that's black swan event, whatever happens. I don't think it's likely, but this is a possibility, and you should always, if you intend investing into Bitcoin, keep that possibility as a possible scenario in your mind. However, the second one is, and I think it's an A or B thing, either it's going to zero or it is going to millions and millions of dollars per Bitcoin in today's purchasing power. Very important to mention. And if Bitcoin only keeps up with the gold market cap, and I think Bitcoin has all the properties of gold, but it's more portable, it's more divisible, and it's not confiscatable. So if it only keeps up with the gold market cap, this would put Bitcoin already to $400,000 per Bitcoin. Considering that gold is severely undervalued right now, in my opinion, once again, is that leads to the conclusion that Bitcoin would be also severely undervalued in the future once we get more adoption at $400,000. I personally think that Bitcoin has at least a fair chance taking over as the world reserve currency, since it is permissionless and decentralized. It is not the most likely scenario, but it is a possible scenario. And if Bitcoin Bitcoin takes over as the world reserve currency, that would put one Bitcoin at $10 million US. Not the most likely scenario, but the risk-return ratio on Bitcoin is unprecedented in my opinion. And if you ever intend going into crypto, I would personally consider putting the vast majority of the crypto portfolio into Bitcoin, since it's giving us the best risk-return ratio. But of course, always do your own research and invest at your own risk.
Yeah, guys, this is not investment advice, but, just take heed and do your own research. But that is pretty amazing to see. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that there's about the possibility that Bitcoin might become the world's reserve currency. And if that happens, that would be absolutely insane. I know the chances are, they're not like super, super high, but if that does happen, I think that would just change the landscape of how the entire economy and how the world works, right? So with that being said, so we have Bitcoin and people can buy into Bitcoin. What a lot of people don't realize is they can buy fractions of Bitcoin as well, right? They don't necessarily have to spend nearly $10,000 on getting one. If they can, that's great. If not, they can get fractions of it. So that's another great way to get yourself a little bit of exposure. With that being said, what motivated you or what inspired you to start making YouTube videos, and what do you enjoy so much about that? And how do you see the YouTube landscape going over the next 5 years?
So, first of all, I wanted to come back to the Bitcoin issue. It is divisible in 100 million parts. So this whole thing is thought through from the very beginning. This thing is meant, like it was intended to be the world reserve currency at one specific point of time. Because if you put Bitcoin at the world reserve currency valued at $10 million per Bitcoin in today's purchasing power, that would put the smallest unit of Bitcoin at 10 cents. I mean, it would be the perfect currency. We need second layer solutions probably for scaling Bitcoin and making it an electronic cash system. But this is already being developed. It's already working, and we just need it to be adopted from the mainstream. So this is still to be seen in the future. Just this I wanted to put out there for everyone who is interested in that. I think it's a very perfectly thought through system. Yeah. The maximum supply is 21 million. The inflation is getting cut in half every 4 years up until the year 2130. So it is, in my opinion, the best money in the world. To come back to your question, what motivated me to do YouTube videos? In the very beginning, I just wanted to share my knowledge, share my investment strategies with my team to the world. And now I just think it's also an amazing business case. It's just amazing, and everyone who just doesn't really, everyone who has a business wherever, I think social media is a great way to go. It is a great way to work from, also remotely. I do videos every day from my infinity pool. I can do it also from the beach, and it's just I like the attention as well. So for me, it's just a perfect thing. But I think in every single business, social media is a good way to go, and this is what really motivated me furthermore to double down and do even daily videos. I think it's just an amazing thing to express yourself, to be creative, and also to leverage your own business. Since the algorithms can work in your favor, you don't have to buy any traffic, and you can build up a reputation, you can build up a brand, and just leverage your business potentially infinitely. Like you can talk to the whole world once you have the algorithm on your side.
Absolutely. I mean, you have the whole world at your fingertips. There's never been a better time to start an online business or a social media channel, for sure. And I think it goes hand in hand, like crypto being something that you could do from all over the world. It's not confiscatable. You can travel with it if you want. And YouTube is something that you can do on the road too. So both of those things go really well together with travel. And with that being said, I wanted to find out more about your experiences with travel. Where have you traveled to? What's been the most fun place you've enjoyed going to, and maybe your favorite food as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you are a travel maniac as well. I know you traveled many places. Last year in 2019, I had 50 flights. I was traveling for longer, of course, but 2019 I was really going crazy. I had 50 flights. I traveled with one friend, like to each and every conference we got. Usually I'm getting invited by the conferences, speaking on stage, and I let the conferences decide which country I'm taking. So I was like Hong Kong, South Korea, Singapore, like Europe, Europe, like in so many different countries. And I don't really know which one is the best. I think every single country has its very own magic. Every single city has it. I just love to travel, meet new people. This is also what the digital nomad space is about, especially at these conferences. I don't know, maybe conference is not something for everyone, but I really like it because you have networking events, you meet a lot of people. Here in Thailand, you have co-working spaces where you meet a lot of people. You have different events, networking events once again. And I think this is the greatest thing about it. Then, of course, eating all over the world is nice. My favorite place, it's very hard to say. I think probably Koh Phangan is my favorite place. I'm here now since 3 or 4 months, forced due to the lockdown, but it's a very great place to be trapped in. So sure. I can recommend everyone to go to Koh Phangan. I think on Nomad list it was for a very long time on number 1 even. I don't know where it is right now. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's very high up on the top. Just check it out, nomadlist.com. So it's a great place for digital nomads. I could recommend that to everyone. The best food I had was in Singapore. It's just, I think Singapore is the best place in the world when it comes to food. They have these food courts. Food is their culture, and this is what I could recommend everyone if you are searching for a very nice, culinary experience.
Amazing. That's just the magic of being able to travel and being a digital nomad, to have all these amazing experiences. And it's even better when you can combine travel with business and doing it through going to conferences, especially if you're invited to speak at them. That's just a win-win right there. So definitely inspire everybody. If you see travel as something that's just, for fun, try to combine it with work, and you'll see both. You'll see your mind expand. I believe Chris agrees with this as well. You get more new perspectives, and you just grow as a person as well as an entrepreneur as well. So it's a really valuable thing to be doing in general. And with that, I want to come back around to a little bit more about crypto, because we know you have a big crypto audience, and I think they would get a lot out of maybe your opinion on. Right now we're in July 2020. Bitcoin's been acting a little weird. The alts have been, it's been pretty steady. What do you think is going to happen with the alts? Do you believe in trading? Do you trade? And what do you think? What's the best advice you could give to people listening in terms of what they should be doing as a digital nomad or as an investor?
So for every newbie listening, I would not recommend trading. If you're really interested in it, you could start trading with testnet accounts. There are testnet accounts, and you can play with play money. And then as the next step, you can put in a low amount that it hurts a little bit when you're losing, when you're making mistakes. But as the main thing, if you're a newbie and you're watching, you're trying to get into Bitcoin, I think the best thing, if you're not exposed yet, is maybe just to try to exclude the psychology. So put in a different set of rules. For example, dollar cost averaging could be you have X amount of dollars you want to invest into Bitcoin. You split it up throughout the next 12 months. And you invest one 12th today, then 30 days later another 12th, or you just split it into 52 parts, and every week you are investing the same amount. Then you can also do dynamic cost averaging. This is a little bit more advanced, where you put in a certain amount, but when the price goes down, you higher the amount, you double down or you triple down or 20% more. When the price goes up, you invest a little bit less. So this could be a very good dynamic cost averaging strategy, and that way you make sure that you are eventually investing X amount you wanted to invest in the very first place, and you are getting a dollar cost average on your purchase price. So whenever the price goes down, your portfolio goes down, but you are happy because you can buy more Bitcoin with the same amount of money. When the price goes up, you are happy that you already bought Bitcoin. Your next purchase will buy you a little bit less Bitcoin, but your portfolio eventually went up. So psychologically, it's a very interesting strategy, and it prevents you from acting greedy or acting fearful, because always when emotions hit your investing actions, then usually it decreases your return on investment in the end. So this is what I would recommend everyone who is interested in getting exposure into Bitcoin.
That's true. It's nice to always be able to take the emotion out of it and then just automate things as well, so you don't have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Chris, where do you think, just a few more questions, where do you think you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you think you see yourself as an entrepreneur, as a traveler, as a crypto expert?
Is this still working? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's working perfect. So, Yeah, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Of course, I laid all my goals down. I will not expose them all here now to the public, but like generally, I'm building an online academy right now, and I want to make it bigger and bigger. I want to make it the go-to place for everyone in crypto, potentially going into crypto for beginners, for advanced people. And I just wanted to make it a super valuable platform. I think with my first course I'm putting out soon, I'm already achieving that first step very, very well. And this is one of the things I want to do. I want to, the biggest audience I have spoken to was 12,000 people. That was in Hong Kong. I want to potentially speak, who knows, like in hyperinflation places, maybe in front of 100, 200,000 people in Venezuela, Argentina, or whatever. I want to educate the people about the flaws of the financial system, the monetary system. And I don't want to set any boundaries. I want to have huge live audiences. I want to speak towards the whole world. I want the whole world to know me, not to be famous, but to know that I am able to educate the whole world about the financial system, about the monetary system, because the only way we can make the system crumble and the only way we can make these fraudulent, scammy people to fall is to make sure that everyone is educated about that. So I'm trying to do that before the censorship starts, and I want to gain as big as an audience as possible before that starts. And for everyone trying to get into content, I would recommend also not only doing YouTube, but also things like, I don't know, Library and Telegram and all these things. Just try to decentralize your audience because censorship will be a very big issue. Maybe I should start with TikTok. So this is one thing which is very important for me in the next 5 years. And then of course I have some materialistic goals, but of course the most important goals are educating the whole world about crypto, Bitcoin, decentralization, and the flaws of the monetary system. I think this is my biggest purpose in life. Amazing.
I mean, that's a super worthy goal for sure. Just waking people up to the reality of things and allowing themselves to protect themselves from what is potentially coming. Amazing. This is really, really great feedback. Just one quick thing, Chris, is there anything else you would like to say to the audience? Any piece of advice, or if you want to talk about your academy or your channel?
I mean, for everyone trying to get into crypto, I don't want to only recommend my channel. You can check out Andreas Antonopoulos. He is probably the most valuable channel in the world when it comes about Bitcoin. Andreas Antonopoulos, check it out on YouTube. You can go to the playlists and just check out his content. It's super valuable. He never took $1. He's not monetizing. I mean, this guy is just crazy. He's living off donations, and people are donating millions to him because just the universe always makes sure to give the right amount of value back to the value you are giving out to the world. And this guy's value is just tremendously high. Other than that, of course, subscribe to our Mmcrypto channel. As I said, we are pushing one video every single day. The Moon, if you type in the Moon Bitcoin, you will find also another channel. It's a green logo. Also very valuable content. Other than that, just always try to get different sources for information. Don't listen to the mainstream media. You can listen to the mainstream media. I'm not listening to them since 5 years, and I've been doing well ever since then. So this is the advice I want to put out there. No financial advice, but buy at least $10 worth of Bitcoin and see where it leads, right? You will eventually fall into the rabbit hole and go in much deeper.
It all starts with a little bit, you know?
Buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, right? This is financial advice.
Exactly. That's financial advice.
That's $10 worth of Bitcoin. And if you lose it, if you can afford to lose it, and I think everyone can afford to lose that, this is the worst case. This is the thing about Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin goes to zero, your downside potential is 100%, but your upside potential is potentially 1,000x. So 100% down, 1,000% up. This is unprecedented. I have never seen that, and this is why I'm in Bitcoin. And hopefully, if only one person listens to that, I have done my job today.
Exactly, absolutely, amazing, Chris. That's really, really helpful insight, and I really appreciate you taking the time today to speak with us. I'm sure our listeners are going to get a ton of value out of it. Out here, beautiful. Thanks for letting us use your place out here in Copenhagen. Amazing backdrop. We're both going to go check out the sunset right now. Head up sunset party. But thank you guys again. Make sure you guys click like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out from Copenhagen. See ya.
Nice.
Awesome.